How's it going, folks? We're back here on Stone Valley again for another episode. This is the Stone Valley server that I currently have going. And today we're gonna at least feed my animals, because it looks like they're getting a little low on most of their food. Let's see how the water's looking in here. Still got plenty of water, so might just have to put a few bales on the trigger, push the ones that are on there around, and then we'll go ahead and get the chickens fed too. So we're gonna hop in our old John Deere for this. Okay, everything's working out pretty good. Alright. Let's go push them bales around, make sure that they're all registering on the trigger, and then we'll bring over some grass. Looks good. Apparently I can't drive. Yep, I definitely can't drive. I just kind of shimmy the bales around a little bit. Sometimes they don't seem to register them, even though they've been sitting there the whole time. So I just move them around a little bit just to make sure that they are still registering as on the trigger. And then we're going to grab a stack of grass and put them in each one of the pastures, or each one of the feed triggers. This is the grass we just baled up last episode. And then once we're done with the grass, we got two other tasks we could work, well, three actually. We could feed the chickens too. They're getting awful low on food. But we do have a combine that we could pick up, and we also have this field to plant with corn. I think we're pretty safe to plant it now. I don't think we're quite up to temp, but I think by the time it starts germinating we'll be alright. Yeah, it needs 50 degrees. It's currently 46 degree ground temp. But it looks like today is going to get up in the 60s, and tomorrow I think we'll be alright. By the time it starts germinating we should be alright. So we'll probably plant our corn today too. So the one thing I don't do with these bales, I've tried it and it kind of works, is what I don't do is stack them on top of each other, because they don't always drop down automatically when one's gone. So for the most part I just kind of do this. And I just give them a little push, and if we check this one, it should have, yep, it's full on grass now. So let's go do the next one. Trigger is actually all the way to the end of the trough, even though it only shows the trigger marker back there. Alright. We'll get the other pasture topped off with some grass, and then we'll switch to the bucket, get our chickens fed, and then I think we'll go ahead and plant some corn. I like this old tractor. I actually can hold 4 bales, I think, with this pallet fork, but I think 3 will be plenty. There, to get lined up. Drop, grab. Drop, grab, drop. And then we'll give him a little push. Looking good. Now let's go drop this bale grab off, get a bucket, and we'll go feed some chickens. Alright, let's hook up to the nice Warrior bucket right here. Go ahead and just flip her around and we'll go over there and feed the chickens. I'll start with some wheat. I have pallets, but I'm going to actually do heaps inside of that pasture over there for the wheat, kind of like I did for the barley and carrots in here. That's odd. That's probably a little bit of a bug because of the fact that I have the real shovel mod on here. That's probably why I dumped the excess on the ground. That'd be alright, we'll scoop it up. Get them topped off on wheat. Okay. I was going to experiment with leaving a little food on here and seeing if the trigger stayed full longer, but I think I'll do that in single player where I can crank the time up a lot faster. Alright, we'll scoop this up and make this part of the heap in there, but we're going to leave that other one as a pallet for now till the next time we feed them. Alright, now they're full. Scoop the rest of this up and we'll start making our little heap over here. We got a couple pallets in here we can feed off of too. But wheat is definitely the higher of the food group. If we look at them, they need 500 wheat and I think only 250 the other two food groups. Interesting. What is going on right now? Frame rates are good. Wow, that was special. Well, that was fun. I don't know what that was about. You guys gave me 1 second. I'm actually going to just take a peek at the error log and see if there was an error or if it was just a server save or something. So I'll be back. Alright, well I'm back. There was no errors, so I'm guessing maybe that was just a lag spike from a server save. Not sure I like that real shovel mod. I don't think I like the way it kind of smashed that pile out like that. I mean, it is kind of neat to be able to, you know, have your pile move when you push on it, but at the same time, it's kind of a pain. Let's go give them some barley in this other one. I suppose it'd be alright though if I just came at the pile a little slower instead of barreling into it like I'm used to doing. We'll try and see if we can do it better with the carrots. Alright, one more food group. And we'll probably switch back into our Challenger and start planting some corn. Alright, let's see if we can do this a little bit better without pushing everything all around. Alright. Close enough. Guess we'll go out here first and just do the other one first. Dropping them carrots in there. Alright. So this one's nice and full now. Go ahead and get these egg boxes in the pallet. Good. Close the door so the chickens can't get out, and we'll go do this last one. Alrighty. Chickens all topped off now too, so all the critters are full of food and plenty of water. Let's see here, how are the cows reserve doing? Okay, so yeah, they got just under 100,000 liters of water in reserve. They'll be good for a little bit. They probably use somewhere in the vicinity of 10 or 20,000 a day. We'll pick up this chicken box. This side over here is not quite producing as much as the other one. Alright, we'll park this bad boy, get in the Challenger, and we'll do some planting. Maybe if we get the planting done halfway quickly, we'll go check out the new combine that I just purchased. I gotta pick it up from the store anyways. Alright, let's go get hooked up to the seeder. We're gonna have to top this off with some seed too. So let's get it out. Let's get the bins open. Leave the tractor running. Got to warm that up. I suppose we should switch it to corn. I know that doesn't matter before we put the seed in, but whatever. I wanted to do it. Got to get in our truck so that we can put some seed in it. Let's see if we can make this corner with the truck. Ah, a little too sensitive on the steering. Let's back this trailer in here for now to get it out of our way. Good enough. I forgot there was a little divot in there. Oof. Should be watching where I'm driving. There's a little divot in that silo I wanted to fix. Still should watch where I'm driving. Good thing I don't drive like that in real life. Probably wouldn't have a job anymore. There it is. I knew I had my seed tender in here somewhere. 2,200 liters of seed, that might be enough. Alright, let's try to pull you a little further away. And maybe... there we go. Had to switch the pipe to the the other thing. The other compartment. I guess we'll lay this out for now in case we have to do another seed run. Alright. Let's get over here into this field and get started. I think I'm going to start down here. No, I'll start it up here. And to be honest, I don't even remember what I planted in that field. I think that's my clover field. And that one over there is carrots, and the furthest one over by the house is alfalfa. Yeah, I think that's what it is. And then this one here is going to be corn. Whoa. So we're going to go ahead and start over here actually, and we'll start our headland right here behind the chicken coops. Yeah, right here looks good. So let's lower it and let's turn it on. Plant us some corn. I'm sure you all are just thrilled to watch me plant corn. But it is a farming game, so, you know, this is the kind of stuff you're going to see. Feed animals, plant crops, harvest crops, feed animals, sell animals. I'm going to just try to go straight if I can. Close enough. Okay, let's take this around. Nope, I'm going to have to square it up, I guess. I was hoping I could just back it into place. Alright. There we go. Let's get her up here. We'll hook this corner around. Hopefully. Without missing any. Nope, I guess I gotta back up a little bit. Still missed it. Here we go. Now we got it. And enjoying my time on the server here. This has actually been a fun map to play on. Now that I got the server pretty much functioning the way I want it to, where it can run 24/7, and I guess I enjoy it a little bit more that way because I'm working off more of a I can schedule things around the server, I guess is the best way to describe it. I'll plant this corn now, and then realistically, now that the corn will be planted, the only thing I'll have to do for the next day or two, real life days, is hop on and make sure my animals are fed. Realistically, I know that they're probably good for at least 2 days, so I don't even really have to do that. I could just figure out when harvest time will be for the next crop and just hop on as needed to feed the animals. Play other games if I want. Yeah, I could just pound through this and speed time up until it's time to harvest and burn through seasons, but I like the idea of having that little bit of break in between, even if it's just simply me going and playing on my single player playthrough that I have going on New Woodshire, or whatever else I might want to do. And I know that eventually these things will be ready for me to harvest and ready for me to, you know, hop back on and feed them. And I can plan my other activities accordingly. I'm curious to see once we get closer to that carrot field what it looks like over there. Like, I feel like the clover here and the alfalfa and grass, I think their first stage all kind of looks the same. But carrot's a new crop for me as far as messing with it, so I'm curious to see what that's going to look like. Planting it was realistically just a mirror image of potatoes, so. But I'm curious to see what the various stages look like and what the textures ended up looking like. We are going to have to get on here and do some spraying too. Get a little fertilizer and maybe even some herbicide, kill some of these weeds. That's kind of why I spec'd out that case tractor the way I did. It's got row crop tracks in the back and dual row crop tires in the front. It was so that I could use it when once everything's grown. It'll be my tractor that can run through all that stuff. Drifting a little bit. Better correct before we end up not catching all of it. You know, you'd think since I have the GPS on this tractor and I have the GPS mod installed, I would actually set this field up. But apparently I'm too lazy to do that, so here we are. Micromanaging it. I think I'm just gonna barely miss that pole. I might take my mirror out though. Whew. That was close. Alright. Start working on this next part of the headland. I think part of the problem too is if I did use the GPS, I'd still have to kind of micromanage it, because I actually took field 3 and broke it into 2 parts, right where that grass is. I didn't make the grass area, but I chose to use this for 2 separate fields, and I just used that grass location as my dividing point. It's basically how I ended up getting 4 fields out of 3. That's also, if you look at the map there, that's also why I said I feel that 4 farms is probably about the max for the server, unless somebody just wants a really small farm. Because down in the bottom left, there's where I put the Edge Baylor's Barn Deluxe, the sell point there. There is a farm there and a farm even further away from it. But the one down there has got what looks like should be a cattle barn, but it doesn't function, even though it looks like all the bits are there. It even looks like the triggers are there. But still, that's got all the buildings, and it's a location that you could have a farm. Then there's where I'm at the bottom right. The next actual farm, the main farm, is field 8, which is just north of me. So I probably won't buy field 8, just because that way it'll be set up for if somebody else wanted it. And that person could work north and west with their fields. And the person in the lower left hand corner, they could pretty much get that whole entire chunk to the south and west of those 2 main roads. And then up north, right by field 20, that little tiny field, that's where the last 2 farms are. One's at field 17 and one's at is field 20. I think you end up buying 20, 21, and 23 altogether. But that person could kind of work in that upper chunk of the map, and I would just stick to my lower right hand corner here. You know, I might buy up field 31 eventually. Maybe I'll buy field 6 and 7, who knows. I'll probably definitely buy the ones along the bottom, 4, 5, 19, and 34. But I might just stick to the south and the east of the 2 main roads that are near me. Leave the potentially field 7 and 6 for whomever above me, and just buy 31 and the other 4 across the bottom. I don't know. The only thing I didn't mention is field 10, which is the pig farm. I may buy that, even though it's not as close to me as everything else. And the only reason I say that is this map has the same issue as some other maps, where whomever has the very first farm, which would be your cow farms and pig farms, that's the person that seems to have control of all the animal pastures. Lone Oak has the same bug. It seems to be something about multiplayer. They don't split the pastures up to whoever purchases that land. It's all set to the first farm. So there's not a whole lot I can do about it, but I might do that for a field for me instead. You know, say instead of buying 7 and 6, leave those for that person that's going to buy field 8 and that farm that would be up in that northwestern portion. And instead I'll just buy up field 10 and the pig farm. Since even if somebody bought it, they wouldn't actually be able to use the pig part of it. They could use all the other buildings. Everything else would be fine. They just can't buy the pig part. And field 27 makes me laugh, if you see that just south of the pig farm. That's actually a cemetery. I don't know why it's a numbered field. But I believe you get that when you buy field 30, or it might even be 30, 33, and 29 are all one purchase. I can't remember. some of these are combined and some aren't. Like when I bought Field 3, it was just Field 3. I had to separately buy Field 2 and Field 1. And some of them are combined. Like I know Field 25 and 32 at the bottom of the map, those are combined. So, but that's why I guess I feel like it, I don't want to say 4 would be the max, because somebody could just buy the right hand side, Field 20, 21, 23. I mean, heck, somebody could come in here and just put all their own buildings down, just buy a field. But I just feel like if people want to have a decent amount of land and farm somewhat large, that I don't think that it's going to facilitate a whole lot more than 4 on here. That doesn't mean that there can't be more than 4 players. You know, people could join together and farm together, and you know, you don't have to each person have their own farm. I mean, at that point, if people wanted to play that way, I could add the new mod that adds keys in. So if you had certain tractors that were yours and you didn't want other people using and wear and tearing on them, and you were sharing a farm with people, you know, you could have your own key that you remove from the tractor. Guess I don't need the map in my face anymore. And close the map right out and just enjoy the farming. Hopefully this is enough of a headland now that we're not going to have to worry about them about overlapping into the next field. We'll see here in a second though. I think we'll do a little first-person farming for this part of it. Apparently there goes a motorcycle. So we do have an AI worker now going. I want to see how they do when they do the next pass. If it seems that they're not going to mow down my other field and screw that all up, I might just let them go. And we'll go pick up our new combine. If not, we'll just power through this and I'll bring you back when it's done. In fact, I think that's what we're going to go ahead and do. I'll just let them work through this, and then when they're done, we'll come back to this and we'll go get the, we'll go check out the new combine I got and go pick that up. So I will be back here in just a bit, guys. Alright, folks, we're back. Field's all planted. Lots of corn in. Hopefully, if my testing and everything worked, we'll be able to, I believe we can mow this corn, I think, is how we set it up. Guess I'm not really sure. We'll figure it out. Basically, I'm trying to figure out how to make whole crop silage that I can ferment, or maize silage. I don't remember which one. But one of them has to do with corn, and I don't know if I'm supposed to forage harvest it or forage mow it. And I feel like I'm supposed to mow it with the forage harvester, which in some ways will be kind of silly, because then I'll have to dump it in a tipper, and then from the tipper I'll have to Yeah, from the tipper I'll have to just dump it on the ground to bale it. So we'll figure it out. We might just try to stick with silage grass, which gets then turned into grass silage. But I'll have to figure out, I don't even know exactly how to make that yet. My first round, when I was testing everything, I just bought some from the Buy Anywhere mod. Or Buy Anything mod. But we got the corn planted anyways, whether we put it in the dryer and just sell it as dry corn or whatever. I just felt like planting corn. So we're going to park this thing and we're going to go check out our new combine, pick that up and bring it home. Got another little toy there too. I don't even know what I'm going to use it for, but the salesman sold me and I was already shelling out the money for the damn combine. I went ahead and bought this other thing too. We'll hop in the old Peterbilt. Get hooked up to the low loader. Alright, let's go get us a combine. Don't hit my truck. Alright, we're good. Yeah, it looks like we're going to get stuck behind a tractor. We might be passing some people on this country road, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to drive at their nice slow pace. Hit them with the old train horn. Beep beep on your left. Alright. What's crazy is I'm only doing 35. I can't even imagine how slow the traffic is on this map. 15, 18 miles an hour, something like that. I don't think I want to pass them at a stop sign. Stretching the law is one thing, but that's probably just purely illegal. Alright, let's go. I think that was one of the farms I was just talking about right there. Yep, and the other one's off in the distance there. And technically there's this little one here too. But I believe that this might be purchased as part of other land, I'm not sure. But there's a little house here and a couple buildings, the doors do all open on them. So realistically, like I said, there could be a lot more than 4 on here. Just depends on how big people want to grow their farm and whatnot. It would suck for it to get so crowded that you couldn't even have enough fields to do what you want to do for your animals. Or whatever. Nothing coming? Alright. Let's get around back and check out our new combine. And there she is in all her beauty. All our stuff all lined up and ready for us. Alright, let's unhook the low loader. Let's unfold it first because I'm sure the combine's going to need that additional space. Probably still going to hang off a mile. We can leave the truck running, I guess. And I think I'm going to park the little John Deere Gator here I bought on here first, if I can. I think I can get it up on that little back platform there. Must have went through a server save or something because we had some real funky stuff going on for a moment there. Alright, will it climb that little bit? Maybe. Let's try hitting a little bit of speed. It's kind of a steep incline. Yeah, I guess not. Give it one more shot. If not, we'll just come pick it up with the pickup truck. Yep, I guess we'll just come back for this. Let's get the actual reason we were coming here loaded up. This big, beautiful 790 series beast. Listen to that thing purr. Might have went a little overkill on the pipe, but we're running some big headers, so I wanted to make sure we had a big enough pipe. See if it even fits on here. I have the wide track on the rear even. A little crooked. If I hadn't done that extra little wiggle at the end there, we probably would have been fine. Look at that. Barely even hangs off with the trailer extended, of course. Alright, let's hook back up to it, and if I really felt daring, I could probably hook up to the header as well. Because this thing should have a rear hitch. It does. So we could at least take the serial header home now, if we wanted to. It's going to be kind of a tight snug down this alleyway. Got the power cast on the back in case we don't want to collect straw, but at the moment we do want to collect straw because I am going to eventually start strawing the horses, plant some olive trees, want some manure for them, you know, that kind of stuff. I can take the header with me. This is quite the train I got going on here. I can't even probably zoom back far enough to catch all of it. No, barely. I can kind of. We're going to have to take a shortcut through the silo area here because we're never going to make those turns otherwise. It's still kind of snug. Sorry for any traffic on the road. I'll stay over as far as I can. Look at that beast. Whew, that's not good. I guess we'll have to move over when we see traffic coming. I wonder why that ladder didn't fold up. Oh, at least they didn't knock it off, because that would have sucked. We'll just skirt real close to the telephone poles. So here's one of the farms I was talking about right on my right here, as we were driving up to the store. And just off to my left is that other farm that would be by Field 20. Field 20 is not actually a field, it's just a big blacktop lot, but it could be a field. And then we got a nice farm over there. Got a farm building, bunch of farm buildings, all the doors work on them. And now we're back to the farm. This thing has a ridiculously big top on it too. Could just about fill up a semi-truck, I think, just with what it holds. That's the chickens. Let's go to the next entrance. I actually bought that gator just for moving stuff around. Move my headers around or whatever else I feel like moving around here at the farm. I thought that that gator would be nice for doing that kind of work. If I just wanted to maneuver stuff a little easier than using one of the tractors. And we got the header disconnected. Let's go ahead and park the combine in the shed over there. Assuming it fits. I have no idea if it's going to fit. But listen to that baby go. That is one hell of a combine right there. It looks like this top will fit. I was concerned it might be too tall, but we're good. Yeah, we're definitely good. We got this. So we should be able to put this in here. Just park it right here. Most of these tractors can get in from the outside, so we're good. The only things that we have to load from the inside are the semis over there, because their exhausts won't fit out the other end. So we should be able to park this right off to the side here. And then pull the two headers straight in. But we'll leave them hanging back a little bit so that we can get the combine out. We gotta leave room to get to the mowing equipment there too. Alright, now we're gonna magic our way back to the store so that we can get this other header. We'll see how well this thing tows it. I mean, it can only weigh about 2 or 3 times as much as this, but, you know, farm sim magic. By the magic of farm sim, we will bring this corn header home with a John Deere Gator. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's not completely unrealistic. Yeah, hauling it down the road at 40 miles an hour might be unrealistic, but pulling it out of a shed, this thing might be able to do it. I don't know. I'm not an actual farmer. I don't know what this stuff weighs without just researching and looking it up. So, whether it's feasible or not, I don't really know. But we're doing it anyways. So if we park this stuff in here right, maybe we'll just pull it right in behind the combine, just leave enough room to get the gator in and out. We might be able to make it where if down the road we decide to do cotton, or even have a forage harvester for that matter, we might be able to pull those in next to the combine and pull those out without interfering with the combine or the combine headers. We'll just have to see. I mean, we're definitely not financially equipped enough yet for that kind of stuff anyways. And I probably shouldn't have went this way. I don't know if I'm going to fit in between here. I am not. And I'm okay with that because I would rather park this one first. This one's probably pretty hefty though. I might end up purchasing a new trailer for that corn header. That modded Bruns trailer kind of pisses me off because the tongue has a tendency to drift all the way to the left. That was odd. There we go. Let's hook this back up. Close it. And we're going to go ahead and park this bad boy back in to where it was at. At least try to. The pickup truck might be in my way a little bit. Square it up a little bit, and we ought to be able to get her in there. We could probably go ahead and park the seed tender at some point, since we won't have to worry about that for a little while. Not at least until fall. if we want to do some late wheat. Sorry, that's my pager, guys. Not my town this time though, so I don't have to go anywhere. I'll be done in just a minute. Let's go ahead and get this Peterbilt parked back in here. Yeah, I think we should be able to get those in there enough to still allow enough room for the John Deere to get to the implements and everything. It should be good. If anything, we'll put the implements down at that end, or even just put them over on this side here by the trucks. Or wherever. Stick them in the weeds over there, I don't care. Go ahead and pull this in over here. Just a little header anyways. I don't know what the big deal is. Should have plenty of room. Less room than I thought I was even going to have. Wow, that was a little glitchy right there. Let's see how we look back here. I might have to develop a different plan. I'm not sure if this is going to work the way I wanted it to. We'll try one more time. This time we'll just try to come in straight. And see how well that works. Maybe if I didn't have the combine in here right now, it'd be a little easier to park these. I'd have a little more room to work with. So if I go straight back, I think I know the answer. So if I leave these close to this back area with giving that other tractor just enough room to do what it's got to do, I would just have to back the combine and potentially the forage harvester and or cotton harvester in if I ever financially got to that point where I had my own. So that should sit right there. That still leaves enough room for this thing to get back in here and maneuver and get out, and the semi-trucks can still get out because the corn header is going to be smaller. When we pull that in next to this, it'll actually come up a little closer to the front. And then I might put the combine dead center in there, and then if I get any of those other two harvesters, they'll just park around either side of it. This little bugger's quick too. Alright, well folks, I think I'm going to go ahead and pack it up, put this thing away. Maybe next time you guys join me, we'll be doing some spraying some fertilizer and maybe some herbicide out on the fields. So again, if you want to join me, there will be a link in the description to my Patreon. You can check out how to get on my server there. Any of my servers, for that matter. And if you guys enjoyed my video, I do appreciate a like. Makes me feel excited, oddly enough. I get more excited than you guys probably realize just seeing that. But we're not going to go into that. So, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I will catch y'all in the next video.